So the Spare Parts Dealers Association says it is working on a list of its members to benefit from government's 600 million stimulus package. Their businesses are not spared the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Charles Aite has more.
These are uncertain times for spare part dealers at Aboagye-Wiafe as the coronavirus bites hard on revenues. Spare part dealers are compiling a list of over 100 shop owners who will be benefiting from the 600 million city stimulus package for SMEs. Here is co-chairman of the Aboagye-Wiafe Spare Parts Dealers Association, Clement Boateng.
So Aboagye-Wiafe Spare Parts Association, which is part of GUTA, is also in the process of compiling, names of its members, because when we visited the National Board for Small Scale Industries, they told us that even though we've already sent list of associations to the Trade Ministry, we should also compile individual members of respective associations, to them, so that they, being the agency that are working on it, will do the final data and then send it to the appropriate authorities for the disbursement of the package.
COVID-19 has led to the shortage of some stock here. Suppliers have suspended production due to the outbreak. They say although there are alternatives to some of the products they import from China, the associated challenges have slowed down their businesses.
This place is home to thousands of car engines that are being imported day in and day out to meet demand here at Aboagye-Wiafe. I've been interacting with the secretary in charge of this entire place, and he says importation cuts due to the COVID-19 has left them with no option than to woo customers who are out of the country as we speak now. This is going to impact on sales. It's going to leave the jobs of most of these guys in jeopardy and the entire business on a balance.
It has affected everybody. Affected everybody. But we must keep our fingers crossed. Now, because of the borders and these things have been closed, we can't do that until everything is clear. So we have to go over the old stock, and then the goods we have imported.
I stopped by the shop of James Otu, a dealer who fears his business could tumble should the coronavirus linger.
Our friends from outside, like Takrade and the rest, they are afraid to come because of the situation in Accra. The figures are very high, so they are afraid to come. Yeah, business is a little bit low, as compared to before the pandemic. Business has come down.
You can see for yourself, most of these guys are just seated idle, no business whatsoever for them. We've interacted with most of them. You can see that they're just standing in front of their shops, people not attending to them, and even the free spaces available, the free car parks available, it's very clear and indicative of the impact this is having on their business.
They are waiting for the customers to come so that I can work for them. Yeah, they're like maybe from 5 o'clock over there, 5 o'clock in the morning. I come to work early. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the customers.
You heard it for yourself. He's been seated since 5 a.m. waiting for customers to come.
The effects of COVID-19 in Ghana is indelible. Already hundreds of workers have been laid off by employers unable to balance revenue with significant losses being accrued. Clement Boateng laments the impact layoffs would have on the spare parts industry.
The recent layoffs could really have an impact on our business, because you are all aware that government employs a little over 600,000 in the public sector. All the employment in the country here is being generated by the private sector. And with the advent of this COVID-19, the private sector is also affected. We are aware that a lot of the private sector people are currently sitting at home. So if somebody is sitting at home and he has to service his vehicle and does not have money, then the person will also not come and then purchase something from us.
Though government has introduced a stimulus package for SMEs amid the pandemic, spare part dealers here want more to be done to safeguard their businesses in these trying times. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.